What's your name, by the way?
All right, so I'm Brian Malczewski. I'm the lead exterior designer on the Hummer EV. And so basically the whole idea behind the exterior design of this vehicle was to take the iconic nameplate of Hummer and bring it back, but not just bring it back in a simple, reskin retro way, bring it back in a really modern, new, and premium, and most importantly, obviously give cues that it's electric, because this is completely flipping the script on what, the old Hummer, quote unquote, was. So there's still, the general feeling is obviously we need it to be a Hummer, but we have to move it upscale, more premium, and make it feel like it's just something that's super modern and out of this world. So from the very beginning, the whole idea of this project was actually called a moonshot internally. And the whole idea behind that is like we're starting now, and in 26 months we're going to have a product ready to go, delivered to customers. So that right there in itself is like a miracle in the industry, much faster than what we normally do, So just based on that moonshot, that kind of started getting the wheels turning, and we took this whole idea of space exploration, NASA, everything kind of relating to that. We started using that as inspiration around the vehicle. So you'll see, for example, the Sea of Tranquility topographical maps on the interior and exterior. You'll see the color trim, the way it's spec'd out right now in the first edition. It's very NASA inspired, like almost Stormtrooper, again, kind of playing up this whole space exploration. So it's got the white, and the tech bronze, and then the dark color for really strong, bold graphics. And then just in terms of, having that original Hummer DNA, we wanted to make sure that when you look at the graphics on the truck, there's some kind of hint of some of the old Hummer DNA. So a great example of that would be the crosscar light bar here. Let me light it up for you.
Sure.
So the crosscar light bar emphasizes the width of the vehicle, but what we've done, instead of just keeping it a nice clean line, we've actually broken it up into 7 vertical slots here, and that is a direct reference back to the H1, H2, and H3. They have the 7 vertical slots in the front. And then another great example, if you come around to the rear here, is these graphics on the corner of the truck. The whole corner is blacked out from top to bottom, connecting the graphic from the rail to the bumper, and that is also a direct reference back to the H2 and H3. So these are, some of the bigger, direct references to some of the older Hummer DNA. But then if you look at the surfacing of the body side and these big muscular fenders, you can see there's a lot of refinement in the section, and we really spent time to give it this more premium, refined feel, but still, trying to keep it this very muscular and Teutonic thing. And same ethos goes into the interior as well. So when you look at the interior and the IP, the cluster, it's very structural, very architectural. It's flanked by these vertical vents, and if you look at the vents and the shapes of the vents, they directly tie into the shapes of the tail lamps. So you'll see this shape repeated all over the car, and it did kind of start with the H, and we kind of went from there, right?
Cool.
We also had a ton of fun with this thing. So we literally looked at like every square inch of this vehicle. You'll see Easter eggs all over the place, from the light bar in the sill. This is the Sea of Tranquility map here. You also see a boot print in the Sea of Tranquility map, referencing the first step. And you'll also see that boot hidden elsewhere in the car. I'll show you one real quick. Underneath the pad there at the top, if you look under there, you'll see a little boot. And then we also had fun. I'll show you a real secret one. I don't think I've shown this one to anyone yet. Let's see here. If you put your camera on that lower cubby hole and turn the light on, if you have it, you'll see a little front view of the Hummer down there too. Very interesting. Very secret.
I think I got it, but
It's on the back wall, so you really got to look back in the pocket there and flash a light on it. We really hit that one.
Yeah.
Just having fun, having fun. Another one of my favorite design elements is this American flag. We're very proud that this was designed and built in the USA, and what's more USA and badass than the flag? And of course, we did it right. You have to follow flag law. So on the other side, the stars always lead the stripes. That's very important. Can't mess that one up. So on top of that, you know, just the overall functionality of the truck is just absolutely amazing, right? You have the removable roofs, you have the removable center spine. You can take all 4 Targas and put them into the frunk, which is just, it's an amazing experience when you have all the Targas off and the rear window down. It's truly like a convertible. It's like the craziest convertible you've ever been in. And by the way, you can bring your 3 friends or 4 friends even to share the experience.
Into the middle of the woods.
In the middle of the woods, yeah. Imagine if you're at night just creeping on a trail with all the windows down and it's so quiet. It's truly a unique experience. This is the frunk, all power frunks, and then you can take, like I mentioned earlier, you can take all 4 Targas and fit them into the frunk. Oh, it's so loud. So these boxes were specially designed to fit each individual Targa, right? Because they're all different shapes, and so we've numbered it to give you, you know, it's this panel on this side of the vehicle, and this has to go in first. This Targa goes in second, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and that's important because that's how they all fit in there perfectly. Cool. Yeah. What else? I mean, we have another good ode to the old Hummers is the big old beefy D-rings, you know, like you have the big tow hooks, and these are finished in the Tech Bronze, which is the same color I mentioned earlier that's featured elsewhere on the vehicle. That's an accessory color. We even had fun designing that. Like I had fun designing a tow hook, and you know, usually designers, you know, we don't really focus on things like tow hooks, right? But I had a really fun time working on that. I tried to cut out, you know, areas of the tow hook where it still has a you know, extreme amount of structural rigidity, but I wanted to try to give it a little bit more lightweight feeling by cutting those slots out and giving it a little bit of texture here in the middle too.
It looks a lot lighter than it is. It's
Yeah.
pretty massive.
Yeah, they are definitely beefy. What else? Oh, and the technology and the lamps, both the tail lamps and these front signature lamps are absolutely amazing. So this was a first for the company. What these are to create this light bar, what this is actually micro optics that have been ingrained on this 3D acrylic blade. So what happens is the whole idea is to have this magical experience where, you know, you can imagine in a dark setting, you don't even see it, right? You don't even see the bar. But when it lights up, it becomes very crystal clear, and you know, you have this awesome walk-up animation. And you can see, even though the LEDs are firing from the bottom through this blade, they're only catching light on the micro optics. So that's how that works. Pretty amazing technology, and it was definitely new to us. We had never seen anything like it before.